Well everyone, the circus here continues, and we did manage to shift up yesterday and get the last paddock of barley finished. So canola and barley are done, but we lost probably about 2/3 of the day yesterday because we had the dealer back out to look at this thing again. Ever since they did these chaffer swing arms here, the chaffer frame has been sitting hard up against the machine frame over this way, and one of the bushes on the swing arm over the other side was starting to contact the machine. So they came out yesterday, they adjusted a few things. It seems a little bit better, but I'm still not convinced things are really that right here. So the drama there continues, and on top of that, we were finishing off the canola the other day, and I was loading a truck, and I took the auger out of one field bin, driving it around to the other one, and the drive wheel just snapped off of it. So I was turning around and it just snapped off, fell onto the ground. We had to get a loader up there and get the auger out of the paddock. That's now in at Jamestown Engineering, being re-welded, reinforced and all that sort of thing. So hopefully we'll have that thing back soon, but it's no big drama. We've still got an auger here working. So this morning, got the goggles on, learned my lesson too many times getting chaff and stuff in my eye when I'm blowing these things down. So I invested in a pair of goggles and it's bloody awesome. But we're just giving the machine a really good clean down this morning. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that to prevent a bit of fire risk, we like to, especially around the engine bay and that, we like to get in there every day and have a good blow down. But because we finished the barley and we're going back to wheat today, or starting on wheat, I've been giving this thing a really good clean down, just trying to get any of the barley off, get things nice and tidy, nice and schmick for getting into some wheat. So we just got to get the front off this morning onto the trailer, might clean some windows, and then I'm actually on my own today because Dad's got a day of shearing, so I don't know how these things work out, but they do. So might be between me and Stacey doing a bit of running around and trying to get back onto wheat and get stuck into it. Alright, front's off, machine is blown down, windows are clean, fluids are checked. We're pretty well good to go there. And we have excuse the dirty windscreen, but we have a road train coming to load out the last of that barley at some point later this morning. So everything's going according to schedule. Now I just need a hand to shift some machinery. I've got a bit of a ring under my eye here from the goggles. Good morning! Ah!
Takes it to the line. Look, oh!
I can hold onto your leg.
Hello! Come here, baby.
I
Good morning. How are you? Yeah, that's my nose. That's my eye.
don't want to.
Yeah. I was going to tee Stacey up to help me start moving some machinery back, but the second I got back, the truck driver rang and said, hey, I'm coming to load in about 15 minutes. So I'll turn around, I'll go back the other way, but I'll cart an auger or something back with me, I suppose. On Smoko run for shearing. What do they got? What's in there? Some buns? Yeah, I know.
They got some buns, some biggies,
Yum.
croissants.
That sounds delicious. Well, no truck yet, so I guess I'll just sit here and enjoy my hot drink. Are you going to help me move some machinery?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Then we were going to go to the playground.
You're going to go to the playground?
But soon when I finish.
Okay, that sounds good. That's the hitch on the back there,
Yep.
underneath. So I got to try and, it doesn't matter whether I'm 100% straight, because that hitch, I can grab that and move that side to side easily enough. I just
Back
need the
end,
front to back right. So unfortunately I'm going to have to do some more running repairs here. If you remember the first day we tried to start harvest, we'd actually, I put the front on and it was saying that I had a row crop head on, and the mechanic came out and he found pin 16 there pushed out of the plug here, Well, I can see that the thing's sitting way back in there again at the moment, and it's trying to force its way out again. So I think what I'm going to do is pull that out and just super glue the bloody thing in there, because I'm sick of it coming out at the moment. I really need to rewire this whole plug because it's just getting a bit old, but I need probably half a day because there's about 35 wires on there and some time, and yeah, I don't want to do it right now because I can see what's going to happen. I'm going to have issues with crimping on terminals or something like that, and I just don't want to do it at the moment. So hopefully we can just patch it up and keep the damn thing moving. To be honest, I think what happened here was when I went and picked up that pickup front, I don't know whether the terminals are just a little bit, like one was pointing off a little bit and it's just forced this one out. And every time, like if I stick it back in there like that and then I connect our front, it tends to just stay in there. But as soon as I put that pickup front on and then I took that off and I went back to our draper, it just keeps pushing this thing out. So I think a little bit of super glue might be in order here now, guys. So I just stuck the tip of that brush down in there and just lightly put a little tiny bit of super glue in there, and then I just slid the pin back in. So hopefully that'll hold it in and keep us out of trouble for a while.
Get them out of it as soon as I could.
Yeah. Yep. Just go forward a couple of inches. Alright, that should be everything back here now. Alrighty guys, I'm going to go put the front on. We're going to get all connected up, get up to the paddock, and we're going to try and make a start. But in the interest of full disclosure, there's been a bit going on behind the scenes today. It's about 3 o'clock in the afternoon now, and I've just been trying to deal with the dealer again because this machine is not right. The cleaning shoe is not right on it, meaning that top sieve, that chaffer frame, is sitting too far one way. My right hand shaker arm is rubbing on the machine. You know, it's not right. I've been sort of sitting around. I had a phone call from a mechanic. Sounded like someone was going to come. I haven't heard anything else, and you know what? We got crop out there that needs to be harvested, so we're just going to go and do something because we can't just sit around and wait forever. We've already given them an opportunity to try and, well, to fix it. We lost 3 days and we're sort of in the same, well, 3.5 days probably really now, but we're still in the same boat. So anyway, here's what it is. Let's go reap some crop. Well, we're up and running. It's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We had a couple of mechanics out here again. They're looking at this, seeing what they're going to have to do tomorrow morning to try and get this thing sorted out. That, what I showed you there on the yield monitor, is about as good as it's been. That's the best of the soil up here at this top end of the paddock. I've seen the yield monitor down in the low ones in here as well, so a bit of a mixed bag. But anyway, I've been terrible at filming today, guys, because it's just been a bit of a stressful day, and I've been here, there and everywhere, largely on my own for the day, so it's been a bit of a tough one. But anyway, let's enjoy a couple of hours here harvesting some wheat, hopefully. Quality looks pretty decent. Had a look in there before. Can't see any real frost damage or too many screenings yet, so fingers crossed. Hopefully got some good quality wheat here. Looks decent enough. There's maybe a little bit of unseparated stuff coming in, but you know my motto, if it weighs it pays, baby. Open her up, send her through. Well, first glimpse of the wheat. What do we think about it? I'm actually pretty impressed with it. It looks like some fairly decent grain. There's a little bit of discoloration on the grain, which I don't really know why we have that. It hasn't had any weather on it. I don't think there's a heap of screenings in there. There's definitely some, but not too many cracks by the looks of it, so we're not threshing it too hard. Now, while we're unloading, and for those of you playing along at home, especially if you're not a farmer, when I say a screening, that is what we mean by screening, that little guy right there. So normal size wheat, screening. Now you don't want too many of those little guys in your sample, because when you deliver it to the silo, the more you got, the lower down the grades you start going. So what causes screenings? Well, like that little guy I showed you before, that was probably just purely lack of moisture. Just didn't have enough juice there to plump that one right up and finish it off. The other thing that can give you screenings is frost. So you get a hard freeze on that grain while it's in development stage. You just end up with some cornflakes in there with your wheat bix. So the other thing that will come through as screenings when you go to the silo and get it sampled is if you're doing a bad job with your harvester and you're threshing the grain too hard, you're ending up with too many cracked grains, then they fall through the screens as screenings when they check it. So there you go. Dad's finished with shearing for the day, so he's going to come and put in a little shift on the chaser bin, which is nice. We've already gotten through about 11 hectares here, so not too bad at going. Guys, I think I said it before that you know, I haven't been very good at filming today, and honestly I feel like I probably shouldn't have picked up the camera to film today. This shit has just been really stressful. I cannot explain to you how stressful it all is, having this machine that you just pour hours upon hours and tens of thousands of dollars into every year, that it's just sitting there like a lump that something isn't right with it. You got crops standing out in the paddock, you're only one day closer to the next weather event that could knock yield off, and you're sitting around doing nothing, and it's very stressful. So I apologise if I've come across negative or just in a bad mood. I don't mean to. Like I said, maybe I shouldn't film when I'm feeling more like this, but at the end of the day, this is about farming, and this is the reality of farming. This is just something that we've had to deal with. Man, it's taken every ounce of me to not just lose it, basically. In some more positive news, the Draper drive motor down there that I hacked some seals into, they didn't go in well at all, and I didn't give it much chance at all of sealing up, but it hasn't been leaking oil, so that was very nice. We didn't have to fork out for a new drive motor there. I don't even know what that would have been worth, but I'm sure it was not cheap. That's going to be a beautiful sunset tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The great luck continues, guys. Dad's taken the chaser bin home now because he was just trying to unload it to one of the bins, and it was pumping grain out of the bottom. There's a little telltale hole at the top of the flap that lifts up. So basically when you're overloading the bottom auger, it starts pouring out of there. It was pouring grain out of there, but it's not going up the auger. Apparently it's snapped the shaft, one of the main shafts going up to that auger. So we're going to take a look at that in the morning. I'm going to put the camera down tonight. I've had an absolute enough of this nonsense. We'll see you in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. I finished up at about 9 o'clock last night. Got about 21, 22 hectares of wheat done in here, and at the moment, that's a very good day. So this thing was due for its 50-hour service today. That just means air filters, heap of grease nipples and stuff like that. I'm going to run the air filters out for another day because it says it's done 50 hours, but it's done anything but 50 hours of work. So we filled up, clean windows, we have greased everything, so we should be pretty right to go there. As you guys know, the carnage continued yesterday. We're going to go down and have a look at that chaser bin in a minute. But we also have, oh, what's this? Another oil leak from our multi-coupler. Wow. Oh man. Oh, we cannot catch a break at the moment. I honestly feel like I just need to forget about this thing for a day and just have a day of just maintenance, just to try and refresh, get everything back on track, and maybe we can break the shackles soon and actually have a decent run, but it remains to be seen. It has just been an absolute battle out here. Man, I feel like we are not getting anywhere, but that's life. We've got to keep plugging away. Well, it looks like Dad's been busy here this morning, which is very nice. It saves me a bit of a job anyway. So what happened here, I'll try and show you guys. The shaft's gone now. I think Dad must have that with him. But so there's a shaft that comes straight off here and it runs all the way through to the front. There's a bearing right here that bolts up, and then there's a big cog that runs here that this chain drives. What happened was that shaft snapped. So that shaft sits over the top of here on the gearbox, and there's a keyway, it all locks onto there. That shaft broke right about here, and it looks like it's been welded up there before, so we think that it's probably been patched up before or something like that. So I think Dad has taken that into Jamestown Engineering to see whether they can either make up a new shaft for it or just see what we can do to basically get this thing going again. So hopefully they can come up with something for us. And yeah, we can get this thing back rolling, but yeah, it's not quite as bad as what my initial thoughts were. Sort of had a bit of dread at first when he said a shaft snapped, so yeah. And that other auger is also done in there. They've finished reattaching the wheel to it, so I think he's going to pick that up while he's in there, but that'll be also nice to have that thing back. So one thing back, another thing down. That's how we're rolling this season. Well, I don't want to say anything too soon, but I think I might have the right fitting there for that multi-coupler, the one that's leaking. So I'm just going to run up and double check it, because if it is, that'd be awesome. Otherwise, I've tried to get a hold of the dealer, because there's supposed to be a mechanic coming over here. See if they can't throw a whole set of fittings in with him and bring them all over. Save me a trip anyway, but got a feeling it might be too late for that. I think we're on. I think we've lucked out there. Had one on the shelf. Not that you can really see it at the moment, but oh, there it is. That's a little bit of the seal, I think, that's been sticking out the end of that. We are going to do a bit of good old-fashioned diagnostics first, though. I'm going to clean everything up. And then we are going to run this and try and see if we can see where it's coming from. So it sounds like there's going to be a mechanic here, but they're going to be another hour or two, because they've been at another breakdown. Sort of at least an hour away from here, and they've got to go back past the dealer, and then they're going to come out here. So we're going to have some action here today, but it's not going to be till a bit later. I've given this thing a run. See if we can't see. It's got to be coming out of that top one, surely. Well, I might change the male side, because I've got that here, and yeah. If that don't fix it, then we'll have to wait till the mechanic gets here with my parts. If he pulls those pitman arm bearings and that off, then that's going to be a fair job. Yeah. And if he's doing that, I might come and rewire this plug in here that's been giving me grief. Well, I've given this thing a really good run, and I cannot see any oil drips there since I've replaced that fitting. So we might have achieved something there, but probably won't really know for sure until we get out in the paddock and have a really good run, because these things can tend to take some time to rear their ugly heads up. But after I cleaned it the first time and ran it, it was very evident there was a leak there. So that would be a really nice little easy fix, and I even had the part here. How good. The 50-footer's back. She's alive. Should be a truck actually coming here at some stage this morning to take the wheat that is there out and take it to the silo. Sounds like the guy from Deere is on his way here right now, so we should have some action over here shortly. Well, as has been the theme with this video, I set the camera down again. The mechanic has been out. He moved the main drive shaft for the sieve frames over slightly. He's done. He's all done and dusted. While he was doing that, I sat there and I rewired the electrical connector in the multi-coupler, because like I've been saying, I've been having pins pushing out of there and it's been giving me a bit of grief. He had the right terminal crimpers there, so while he was there I used the opportunity, and the sun was just in the right spot that I had a little bit of shade coming over the cab, and I just rewired that connector. So that's all done and dusted. He's done, we've run it up, and it looks like it's a bit better. It looks quite a bit better. I'm relatively happy with it now. So we are going to head back home here, maybe grab some lunch, and then we'll go do some more harvest. Alrighty guys, we are back in the saddle. While it might not be the most efficient way of harvesting without a chaser bin, it's kind of relaxing. You just reap up and back, you stop, you unload, and you go again. Then Dad's just like the gopher out there. He's moving bins for me and doing stuff like that. Yeah, anyway, at least we're moving. Well, I tell you guys what, has any of what's been happening so far this harvest been ideal? No, absolutely not. Not in any sense of the word, but we're all alive and kicking, we're happy and healthy. Things could be so much worse. This stuff is just iron at the end of the day and we can fix it. And we always end up winning, we always come out on top. So these are the harvests that you remember the most. You know, even though it might not be for the best reasons, we'll look back on this and go, man, that was tough, and we found a way to grind our way through it, and we got the job done, and we might have even taught ourselves a thing or two while we do it. So, and I tell you guys what, as a younger man, I might have just about thrown in the towel by now. You know, you get a little bit older and wiser, and you put things into perspective a little bit. I would have been thinking the world was conspiring against me, probably. I'll learn to talk one day, but yeah, I would have been thinking the world was conspiring against me, and why is this happening to me? And the reality is that it's not just happening to me, it's happening to farmers everywhere and people everywhere. You know, things can be tough sometimes, that's life. So you just got to find a way to pull your boots up, get on with it, get the job done one thing at a time. Good to stretch the leg. Well, I'm fairly confident that I've sorted out that leak there, because that was absolutely running everywhere yesterday. So that's nice, because sometimes these leaks can be a real pain in the butt, because it's very hard to tell which coupler it's coming from. Is it this side, that side, you know, and then which one is it, because you can't see in there obviously when it's connected. But that's good. And ever since I rewired this plug, it's been performing beautifully. Apart from the pins pushing out, I was having issues with the front ramming itself into the ground randomly or just pulling itself out of the crop. So no dramas at all with that. It's nice to get a couple of little jobs like that ticked off. So anyway, I got no idea how long this video is now. It's been all over the place. I apologise, I haven't been good at filming, but I'm going to leave it here now. Thank you for watching the videos, everyone. If you'd like to support the channel, just consider liking and subscribing. That really helps us out. You guys have yourselves a good one, and until next time, see ya.